We've been talking a lot about 11.1, but we haven't been talking about, my friends, the Haranir, as I like to call them. What are they doing? What are they up to? What are we going to be doing with them? They're going to be playable. And there's more hints that they're going to be playable because now Haranir race and race customizations have been unlocked in the War Within. Hair highlights, fur, feet, tusks, and more. Why would Blizzard be doing this if these guys weren't going to eventually be playable? Let's see what all these customizations look like here with a video from Mr. GM.
Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Haranir. Yes,
he said it wrong, but that's
mysterious
fine.
Race of the War Within. In this video we're going to talk about all of the customization options which are currently available for this race, which is, as of the recording, this not been confirmed as a playable race. However, you might be convinced by the end of this video. But before we jump into that, guys, I do want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, War Within, patch 11.1, PTR, and more.
He's rated on the channel many times. He's a good guy.
Mr. GM.
He's a good guy. Mr.
Right,
GM's
so yes, the Haranir, the mysterious race of the War Within. I think this is going to be a super fun video to come back to in like 2 years when we're running around on our Haranir druids and whatnot. So this race was data mined back in the alpha of the War Within. It features a ton of customizations and is based off of the...
And by the way, since the alpha, I've been saying these guys are going to be playable for one reason and one reason only. They're literally the Night Elf skeleton. One of the biggest challenges for Blizzard when they're implementing a playable race is making sure all the armor fits their body, you know, because there's a lot of retro armor that they got to make sure everything has to fit the body structure properly. These guys are the Night Elf body structure. There is no difference. Blizzard would literally have to do nothing besides press the go green button to literally implement these guys. There are no retroactive changes they'd have to make. It's a very easy race to implement, and yeah, it's going to happen.
Night Elf animations, so, you know, when you see it dancing and stuff, it uses the Night Elf animations,
there you
but
go.
It has had a ton of changes to make it a very unique race in its own right. Now, this situation is very similar to the Vulpera. The Vulpera were very much a...
Vulpera are just goblin skeletons. Same concept, same theory. It all sticks true. The only difference is the butt plug tail has to stick out for a Vulpera. You don't even have to do that for a Haranir. You don't even have to worry about a tail. It's literally just a Night Elf
race, which was just listed as an NPC race at the start of Battle for Azeroth, and as that expansion progressed, we eventually got playable Vulpera, and I feel like this is going to be the exact same situation, as there are so many customization options for this race, and on top of that, because it uses the rigging of the Night Elves, gear is supported on this race from the get-go.
Exactly. Mr. GM knows the same thing I do. It's the gear. The gear matters. If the gear is going to fit, then they're going to get it.
Because it is using the exact same geosets as what we have on the Night Elf male and female models. So this race is essentially ready to go. All you need is some story, some voice acting, and that's about it, really. Yep. Now, the Haranir are going to be a part of patch 11.07. Now, we don't know how much they're going to be involved in this patch, but they are in the splash screen, and also they've been hinted to be involved in patch 11.1 as well. So we're definitely going to learn a ton about the Haranir, and I honestly...
If I had to guess right now, they are on the splash screen, but we're not getting the Rootlands patch yet. We already know it's going to be right. We're getting the Goblin patch, Undermined, all that stuff. The Rootlands is coming. It's still coming. I still believe that. It'll probably be our 11.2, and that'll be when we get the Haranir, you know, grind out, do their quests, do the quest to unlock playable Haranir stuff. That's what's going to happen.
Wouldn't be surprised if they just shadow drop them in 11.07 to be playable, but we'll have to see about that. But this video is about the customization options of this race for the male and female model, so let's jump in and have a look at the male model. So the male and female model for the Haranir honestly have some of the most customizations I've ever seen on a World of Warcraft race, and honestly some of the options
what the hell? This is a lot. Yeah, this is like on the level of Drakthir. Look at this. I can move the little Twitch drop logo here too. We have hairstyle, eyebrows, teeth, face, hair color, face fur, hair highlight color, ears, eyesight, and eye refraction. Interesting.
Never seen also, which we'll get into in a bit. But yeah, let's start with this model right here, which is of course the male model, and with the hairstyle. So you have none, you have this kind of side pony, which is kind of cool looking. You have this kind of like long, thick version here with the quills hanging out of it, which is awesome. Now, the quills are something that we will see a couple of times on this race as well, but the details and the attention to detail on this race is absolutely incredible. And you also have this mobile
that's pretty badass
for the Haranir.
These guys are literally these guys are the what are they called from Avatar? What's that race called? The Na'vi. They're literally the Navi. I mean, I feel like I saw this in there. This braided hairstyle is a Navi hairstyle.
They do have customizable eyebrows, so you have this version, you have the pointy version, you have even taller eyebrows, and then you have this one as well. So a couple of options for eyebrows there for the Haranir, which are 3D. As you can see, they kind of poke out the sides there. They even have teeth options, so they have this one as default, they have this one, which is none, and then you have this one. So various different versions of tiny little tusks, which are customizable, which is insane. For
Interesting, and we know that these guys are probably the missing link between trolls and night elves. That's probably what it is, and the tusks are a good show of that. This has not been confirmed yet, but I feel like eventually we are going to get that confirmation.
Color, there's two options. So you have this kind of like maroon version, and then you have this kind of light, sort of bluey gray hairstyle, which is awesome. You have face fur options, so yeah, various versions for this. So you have this one here, which is kind of like on the cheeks. You have a kind of different color version of that one. You have a more like, you know, over the entire face version, and then a different color of that as well. So 4 different options for face fur, which can kind of mix and match with the hair color, which is awesome looking. They also have hair highlight colors listed. Yes, there is a option for hair highlights. So as we go through the different hairstyles here, you can see very much like...
That's pretty cool. We don't have a lot of that in WoW. 2 different colors of hair in the same hairstyle.
The Drakthir before them, they have hair highlights. So you have a kind of black highlight, and then you have a sort of like lighter highlight there, which does work with all of the different hairstyles for the Haranir, which looks absolutely fantastic. And as mentioned, you can mix and match that with the current thing. So look how cool that looks. What an awesome combination. As mentioned, it just upsets me that these are not playable, so they got to be playable at some point.
They're going to be.
So for ear options, there's a couple of options. So you have this one here as a default. You have a kind of like downward ear here. You have a big pointy ear as well, and then a massive pointy ear. So yeah, various different options for the ears for the Haranir there, as you can see. For eyesight, of course, just like any other race, you can go just having regular eyesight, be blind in one eye or the left eye, or neither as well, which actually looks pretty badass. They also have eye refraction as an option, so you have this one, you have this one, this one, and this one, which is kind of like the eye glow, I guess.
Yeah, it's like the eye glow. They're calling it eye refraction, but yeah, it makes it look more glowy. Especially in the pupil.
Sense, which actually is really cool. I don't know if any other race have ever had that before, but nonetheless, it's very, very awesome. Going into the body customizations for the male Haranir here, so we have shoulder quills. There are tons of different options here. So you have this one, which has...
I just noticed they have very pointy fingernails, too, on their toes and feet and hands.
Both there, then you just have one side, and then you have kind of a sporadic quills, and then you have just one side, and once again you have one side. So various different options there. Now these don't seem to come through gear, but again, it's an NPC race. That's going to be something they can do once obviously they become playable. They can see kind of how that works.
I don't think you'd want that to clip through gear. That would look shitty as hell, man. Imagine you get like some badass tier shoulders and you got these fucking furry boys sticking through the shoulders. Maybe it'd be an option. You could always go to the barbershop probably and change it if you don't like it. But for that to clip through would be, I think it'd be kind of weird.
Works with various different gear sets. So for the Haranir, they actually have 3 different skin colors. So they have this one, which is a light color. They have this super dark version, which has actually been added in patch 1107, which was interesting. So I'm not too sure why they're doing that. And then the final option is this one here. So 3 different skin colors available for the Haranir. So yeah, really not that many, but other allied races also have probably the same amount. So there's that. They also have a body fur option, so you have
body fur. Oh my god!
Kind of like all over in that first color we've seen, and then all over in that second color.
It's just all furry stuff. It's always furry stuff. Everything has to have furry stuff in it now. Yeah, so body fur. Congratulations.
And once
guys.
Again, kind of a different design in that first color, and then a different design in that second color. You can also customize the color of the quills as well, so you can have the 2 different colors that we've seen throughout the Haranir. And that also does change the hair quill color as well, which is awesome. So that is a kind of like over-bodied option
That's cool.
for the quill color. For the head, you also have 2 different options, which just changes the kind of nose shape there, which is interesting. And for the feet, yes, there are feet customizations for the Haranir. So you can have regular feet.
Oh no, I literally just said this yesterday. I said, okay, we got furry fetishes. At least we don't have feet fetishes in the game yet. I literally said that yesterday. I got to take that back. It's not true anymore. Now we got feet customization. Great. This is a sex fetish game. That's all it is. It's a sex simulator.
or you can have kind of these monstrous sort of feet. So yeah, 2 different feet options. Now, I don't think we've ever seen a feet option in a playable race before, but, you know, prove me wrong. That's pretty cool looking. So that's everything for the male model. So let's take a look at the female model. So let's start off with hairstyles. So for the hairstyles, we have none. We have this one, which is kind of weird looking. We have this one, which is like a nice side parting. We have this one with the quills, which is very similar to the male model. We have this awesome one with like a little point at the back there, which is
this looks like the Karen of Haranir. That's what it looks like. She looks like a Karen. She wants to speak to your manager.
It's awesome. And yeah, features those quills once again. And, you know, much like the male model, those
to the manager of the Rootlands.
So they also have different ear options, very similar to the male, of course. So pretty much the same options here as the male, just obviously just on the female model, having those big, giant, spiky ears at the side there. For face, there are 2 options. So just a variation on the nose shape, as you can see there. For eyebrows, just like the male model, there are different variants of these, which are 3D, which just point further and further out, and of course are 3D, as I showed before. They also do have the eye refraction option that we did see on the male model.
Interesting thing, though, we've seen the eye refraction, but no... Holy shit. Damn it, Burning Viking. You scared the crap out of me with that fucking blurp knock. Damn it, I forgot to turn off blurps. Piece of shit. Yeah, my heart skipped a beat. Thank you, Burning. I appreciate that. And while I have the video paused, too. Scared the crap out of me. Oh, man. Yeah, you got me. It's a new one, too. As I was saying, before my fucking soul left my body, the eye color, there's no eye color options. There's just eye refraction, which is interesting. The eye color thing has been a thing with every single race now up until this one. I wonder if we'll get that added in later. Could be a later on thing. But as of right now, it looks like just blue is the only option.
For teeth, once again, you can customize the kind of like tusks here. For very little tusks, you can have big tusks, you can have medium tusks, small tusks, and none if you do want to go that way. For shoulder quills, much like the male, you do have the kind of bushy shoulder quills with one side each, or you can have the kind of like, you know, sparing shoulder quills on each side, or you can have none if you do prefer that. Body fur as well, much like the male, has very similar options.
Of course.
You can kind of have like a full covering, you can have kind of a partial covering, or you can have none in those 2 colors, which we did see previously. Face fur is an option for the females, but a little different to the male. So you do have the full cheek coverage in the 2 colors, but you do also have this one, which is more of like a sideburn, subtle face fur in the 2 colors as well. So you don't have the full covering like the male has. There's also another face option, which is listed as just this, so that I guess more contours in the cheeks there for the Haranir. And for hair colors, they do have the 2 options that we saw in the male. So we have the kind of maroon option, and then the kind of silvery gray. For skin color, they actually only have 2 options on the female, which is interesting. So you have kind of the gray-blue version that we saw on the male, and of course this kind of like purpley night elf version.
Night elf version,
The new one, as mentioned, the kind of dark one, has only been listed as the male one. I would imagine in future 1107 builds, they're probably going to add one for the female, but yeah,
I wonder if the...
and much like the male,
if the dark one is related to some type of like allied, what's it called? Like they're void aligned, right? Like they went to the void side of things, and that's why they're more purpley and dark.
As well, we do have hair highlights, so we can do the hair highlight in 2 different colors as well, which is awesome with the different hairstyles that we've seen. So that looks very, very, very cool. I do love that a lot. I wish more races had hair highlights because I think that's such a cool thing. Also, we have quill color, so of course, if we put the quills back on, we can choose the 2 options for the quill color. And much like the male, they do have the option to customize your feet. Yep, you can have those kind of demon feet, or you can have the regular feet as well. And finally, with the female, for some reason listed on a totally different thing, is eyesight. So you can have blind, left or right, or whatever you like there. So yeah, pretty much similar options for...
Damn, I mean, this Haranir is looking kind of curvy. I don't know.
To the female as well as the male, but yeah, nonetheless, a very cool selection of customizations for both of these models. And that's it. That is all of the customization options available on the Haranir race. So this was just taken from like a model viewer, so obviously in game, maybe it'll look a little bit different, but yeah, certainly a very cool looking race with a ton of different options. I love the fact that they have feet customizations. Guaranteed. That's so interesting. They do wear boots, so if you do want to show off those feet customizations, I guess you'd have to hide boots. But But yeah, certainly a very, very cool race. Let me know down below, guys, what you think of the Haranir. Would you like to see them playable? Who do you think they should be for, the Alliance or Horde, or both? I would imagine they're going to be both if they do become playable.
For sure.
But do let me know down below in the comments section. But guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did like this video, leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to support me outside of YouTube, I'm also on Patreon and I'm on Twitter at MrGMYT, and I have a partner Discord channel as well. And as mentioned, I am streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM.
That's right.
If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, patch 1107, 11.1, all of that good stuff, guys, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys,
I'll see you next time. Yes, we will. Nice video for Mr. GM. Yeah, you know, all these customizations all but guarantee what I've been saying for a little while now. The Haranir are going to be playable. They're going to be a playable race for sure. Probably 11.2 addition to the game. And fur customizations, it is what it is. Feet customizations, I mean, you know, it's going to happen. What are we going to do? Feet customizations is now a thing in WoW. Congratulations, everybody. We did it.